Good morning, guys. Today is February the 5th, and I am taking that bumper off and replacing it with the bumper that's in that box. There's only 4 bolts that have to come out. 2 of them are right there. And 2 of them are over here. I don't have a whole lot of room over here, but anyway, there's 4 bolts to get the actual bumper off, 4 bolts to get the hitch off, and I think 4 bolts to take off the hook. And I've got to take off all of them out, plus 2 bolts to take off the hitch tightener thing. I'm going to get the 4 bolts for the bumper off and the 2 bolts for the hitch tightener, and I'll come back to you. Okay, those 4 bolts are out for the bumper. See how easy this is to take off. Well, I think there might be some bolts for the hitch hold the bumper on too. Let me check and I'll come back with you. Okay, well, there was 2 more bolts that I didn't see, so this should come right off. Okay, yeah, these 2 bolts right here and right here were to the back side of the frame, but it's done now, so okay. Well, that's a bigger size than I have. It's a 19 millimeter, and I don't have a 19 millimeter wrench. I think I have something that's pretty close to it in the standard size. Let me check and I'll come back. Anyway, I've got to take off those 4 bolts for the trailer hitch, and after that I've got to struggle with the hook bolts. I know those are going to be a chore from what I've heard anyway. Okay, let me get some done and I'll come back to you. Okay, I'm making some progress. I got the 4 bolts out for the trailer hitch. Okay. Slide the bolts off themselves. Okay, the hitch is off. Those bolts the muffler heat shield kind of got in the way of taking some of those bolts out. I hope it's not going to be a chore to put the new ones in whenever I come to that time. But anyway, I'm going to shut the video off. I'm going to work on those bolts for the hook, and I'll come back when I get some progress. Okay, I made a little bit of progress. Let me show you what I'm having to do. Okay, I got one of the bolts out, and the other two are loosened. This one right here I don't think I'll have to take out, because it should just come off with the rest. But this one, and the one I took out from up here, are 18 millimeter, and this one down here is 18 millimeter too. I've hit them with some WD-40, hoping it'll loosen them or make them a little bit easier. But it's still like having to pull 40 pounds for this one, and this one's about the same. And the bolts are long too. They didn't need to make them quite that long, but oh well, it is what it is. I'm gonna do this work off camera, and I'll come back and show you what I'm gonna do before I put the new bumper on. Anyway, I'll get back with you. Thanks. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you don't mind, and share the video too. Thanks. Okay, I got the hook off, and what a chore. There's only 3 bolts that actually needed to come out. This one, and this one. This one's another bolt, but it didn't need to come out. These things were so tight, I could literally turn a quarter of a turn at a time, especially on the bottom one. This one wasn't too bad. This one was a little bit worse, and then this one was just a bear. Anyway, I didn't have any impact wrenches or anything, so I had to do it all by socket, and it was a chore. Well, let me get rid of this and show you what I plan on doing. I'm going to clean my hands up a little bit before I handle my camera. Really all I'm going to do is take a wire brush to the whole bumper, to the whole frame as much as I can, and spray paint with a rust resistant paint as much as I can. Let it dry. Tomorrow I'll come back, and when my buddy gets here tomorrow, he's going to help me lift the new bumper into place and get it all lined up and get a couple of the bolts tight so it doesn't move, and then he's got to go back out of town. But he'll be here tomorrow to help me put this thing, the new bumper, back on. I'm gonna get this wired down clean it up as good as I can and paint it with the rust-proof black paint. And I'll come back with you after I get that done. And then I'll do the unboxing for the new bumper too. But let me get something else done. I'm going to do it off camera because my work is not something you really want to see because it's boring. Anyway, I'll get back with you. Thanks. Okay, this is my new Smittybilt bumper. The Carbine. Let's see what it looks like. Well, it's packed pretty heavy. I'm going to cut this packing off. These are the rails that slide into the bumper to bolt to. Let's see how well they fit. Okay, they fit perfect. These are the nuts for the bolt for the hitch, and the captured bolts are welded on 3 sides. Good. Well, I like what I see so far. Okay, let me take this camera off the tripod and give you a closer look. So this is the bottom bumper, bottom of the bumper. I'm seeing good welds everywhere. I wish this plate right here had another plate right here to sandwich the frame, but the bolts will go through here on this side into that plate that goes inside the bumper and bolt in from this side. I wish it couldn't do a double because the frame right here is in the way, so it'll just be bolted in the side right here. So far I haven't seen anything that I don't like. Okay. Well, I'm going to cut this overview short because my battery is dying. Let me flip this thing over right quick. Well, this is looking really good. Kind of makes me wish I had bought a Smittybilt front bumper too. And I didn't buy the barricade back bumper because of it not having an integrated hitch that's tow rated. This one does. But this looks really good, and the texture is just about the same as the barricade texture. Yeah, this is gonna look sharp. Alrighty guys, my battery is just about dead. I'm gonna turn this camera off and put this thing away until tomorrow, when my buddy's gonna come out and help me put it on. That's the Smittybilt Carbine SRC rear bumper with integrated hitch, tow rated. Pretty cool. Okay. Y'all have a great day. Remember to subscribe. Thanks. Hi guys. Today is Saturday and I'm ready to put the bumper on as soon as my buddy gets here, because I can't lift it by myself. Anyway, I wanted to give you a rundown of the Smittybilt instructions. They are actually pretty good. List of ingredients, or list of parts, if you will. And for the hitch, I got these 4 bolts going through the bumper. Got the nut plates inside the frame rail on both sides already. Got 2 little bolts over there, or they're 18 millimeter, but still 2 there, and 2 nut plates there, and they go like this on the, they fit right inside the bumper and bolt up to these. Let's see, I actually measured the distance between the outside frame rail on my Jeep and the inside of the plates right here, the one on that side and the one on this side, and it's a little bit of a difference, and they haven't included shims in the kit. So I think I'm gonna have to, I got 2 3/16 inch thick shims, 2 that are 1/8 inch, and 2 that are 0.75. So what I don't get right now, and it'll probably come to me as I'm putting it on, is why wouldn't they give me for both sides just 4 of these instead of breaking it up like this? I don't know, but it will work out, I think. Anyway, these instructions shows you how to take the old bumper off. I'm not going to dwell on that too much because I already have it off. It shows you how to install the light pods that are sold separately, and I didn't buy them, but I think I'll still be able to install them once I get the bumper on. And hey, if not, I'll take it off and put them on if I decide to go with those. I'm not sure, but anyway, shows you pretty good diagrams, but it doesn't show me where to put those shims, unless I just missed it, which is possible because I miss things once in a while. Shows you where to put the mounting plates for the bumper. Adjust up and down, side to side. Shows you torque specs. But it doesn't show me where to put those shims. So let me look over this a little bit more, and I will get back with you. Hopefully I'll have an answer for you where to put those shims. Anyway, my buddy should be here about 2, and I think it's about 1 right now, so I've got a little time before he gets here. I told him we could probably get this done in 30 minutes. At least get it on the Jeep, and if I have to loosen a bolt here and there before I am satisfied with where it's sitting and everything, I can do that without him. I just can't lift it by myself and hold it in place to put the nuts in there. So I'll wait on him for that, and I'll get back with you. I may not film us putting it on because I don't know if he wants to be on camera or not. But anyway, I will, before I actually start torquing stuff down, I'll get back with you. Alright, bye. Okay guys, the shims I was talking about earlier. Let me put this camera on tripod, I'll be right back. Okay. Well, the shims I was talking about earlier, the holes in them are actually too small for any of the bolts that they use. The holes are too small. Yeah, I knew I was going to have a problem getting the shims into tilt. On the outside rail, rather on the inside of the rail. But you know, I thought, sure, I'll just tape them in place and leave the tape there and go right through the tape. But the holes are too small for any of the bolts. So what I'm going to have to do is maybe just tape these things to the inside beside the bolt and sandwich it in. If anybody out there knows that that's not the right way to do it, because these shims have a hole in them, but the hole is too small for the bolt, for any of the bolts that came with this, except for, you know, this larger washer. So anybody has an idea that I didn't do this right, and as I come to that point in the install, I'll point out exactly what I did or what I'm doing. My buddy's not here yet, so, and it's only about 1:15, 1:20, so I've got a little time. But I know this is going to go through the outside rail, and or through this and through the outside rail into the nut plate. And I was thinking this was going to have to go between the nut plate and the rail, or between this thing and the outside rail, and this would just go through there like that. But the holes are too small. So obviously that's not the way they intended for it to be installed. So I'm going to do the best I can, and there's a difference of about 3/8 of an inch between the inside rail, between the outside of the frame rail and the inside of these two plates to mount it. So somewhere in there, unless I'm going to just bend those plates, there's got to be a shim in there somewhere. So and I don't have the tools to make these holes larger. I know I've got a bunch of other washers I could use. Maybe I'll explore that option right quick. I'll come back to you. Okay, I think I've solved my problem. I found some steel washers in my kit, if you will, my nuts and bolts package. And if I measure the distance between the inside of the rail and here, I get 46.5, which is just the outside diameter, the outside measurement on the cheap rails. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tape a bolt, tape a washer to each hole on both sides, and that should take care of that problem, and I won't need their shims. If I were to use their shims, I would have a floating shim in there, and I don't like the idea of having a floating shim. You know, I would think they would have made these things big enough for the bolts to go through, but they didn't. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tape one of those washers over the inside rail. And tape one of these washers over the inside rail with some painter's tape, whatever. Any tape would do. Poke a hole in it and go from there. So this bolt would go through the outside rail, through here, and into the nut plate that is on the inside of the rail. That'll work just fine. Problem solved. Well, as soon as my buddy gets here, I'll ask him if he wants to be on camera. He probably won't, because he's like that. He just don't want to be on camera. But I will get the bumper in place, and he's going to have to go back out of town. So once it's in place, I can do it myself, but I just can't lift it by myself. So let me get these things taped up to where they need to be. I'm not sure if I'll tape them on here or if I'll actually tape them on the bumper itself, on the outside rail itself, but one way or the other it'll get done. And I've got painter's tape and nothing to do but twiddle my thumbs, and I'll bring y'all along for that part of the thing also. Anyway, let me get something else set up and I will get back with you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tape it to the outside frame rail itself. This hole and this hole. I'm going to go ahead and try to center it right over, because this hole, once you put the bolt in, will slide back and forth, and on the bumper it'll slide up and down. So I'm going to just put the washer right over the center of the hole, and if it needs to break free, it can break free, because this is just tape. Take this out for now. Okay. That way I can keep that washer in place without having to try to fiddle with it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a hole in that tape so I can stick my bolt through into the nut plate. Again, if any of you guys have a better way to do this, let me know in the comments and I'll get back with you. And I may or may not use your idea, I don't know, but we'll find out. But anyway, I think that'll hold it in place until I get the bumper in place. And you know, the tape will be covered up with the bumper anyway, so why worry about it? Okay, let's go do the other side. Okay. Take that out for now. I think that's in the center. It's pretty close. Okay. I want to ask you guys to subscribe to my channel and share the video if you don't mind on social media. Help me grow my channel a little bit. Grab that other bolt. Stick the nut plate back inside. Oh, that one's not in the right place, so let me start that over. Okay. Not quite in the right place. I'll move it back a little bit. Okay. The front one or the rear one. Okay. This will slide front to back, and on the bumper itself it'll slide up and down, so I'll need to adjust it before I torque everything down. But I'm ready for my buddy to get here and get this thing done, because I'd kind of like to go eat somewhere. I don't know where. We're actually going to his house tomorrow for the Super Bowl. He's got 2 slabs of baby backs, and I've got a slab of beef ribs. And we're going to grill them, him and his brother, his son, and some other guy. I forget who he said it was, but I met him, but I just don't remember who the hell it was. Anyway, as soon as he gets here, I'll be ready to do this, and I'll bring y'all along for the ride, provided he wants to be on camera. Alright, ciao. Okay. Well, he didn't want to be on camera, so we put it on without. What I had to do, the shivs I had to put between here and the frame rail would not stay in place, so I taped them on. So I'm going to get my knife and cut that out. I'll hit that right there with a piece of some black paint. But unless you've got a special tool, you won't be able to put exact torque on this. I can hit this with the torque wrench and the 4 on the bumper, but the 2 in the very back I won't be able to hit with the torque wrench. So I'll just get them tighter and fuck with the wrench. Excuse me, my wrench. I'll just get them tighter and heck with the wrench, and that'll have to do. What I might do with each and every one of those before I torque them is take them out and put some Loctite on them. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Before I get too far along, I'll put some Loctite on those. The 4 bolts right inside of here went in as easy as anything, but it was kind of hard getting the sides lined up. These 2 bolts, they'll move up and down on the bumper and front to back on the rail to a certain point. And this one's still kind of loose, but because I haven't tightened them really down yet. Just play with them, and you know, it took us probably 3 tries before well, rather 2 tries with just 1 piece of tape on them, and then I just taped the heck out of them, and they worked out okay. So I'll just cut this little bit of tape off, and nobody will know the difference. And it did line up pretty good all the way across. Hopefully I'll be able to put the lights in here without taking the bumper off. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. That's something I should have done first, I guess, but I didn't. Live and learn, I guess. Well, I'm going to close this video out and get it all put together, all the segments, and hopefully get it posted maybe by Super Bowl. I don't know. Anyway, I want to ask you guys to subscribe to my channel, like and share the video, and leave me a comment if you think I should have done something different. Because I have another friend of mine that has a Jeep, and he's talking about bumpers, and I know he's going to ask me to help, and you know, I'll be thrilled to help him. But if you guys think I did something wrong or could have done something a little bit different, let me know in the comments. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel, like and share the video. Thanks. Have a great day. Be safe out there. COVID. Stay safe from that stuff. Alright, ciao.